Hello, everyone. Hello. All right, so I'm with my people now. So when you say hello, everybody's supposed to say hello. If you're from the Bronx. So what are we doing in Newark, guys? Do you have something for Newark? My name is Constance Watson. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships for the Knowledge House, and we are so happy to be here tonight. I am even more excited because I'm looking out at a sea of women, and it is Women's History Month. So first, I'm going to give a shout out to my CEO who's dancing. Let me put her on the shout out our BRIC partners, Justine and Michelle. Thank you so much for welcoming us and for opening doors for us here in Newark. So really quickly, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about who we are, why we're here tonight. Thank you all. Then I'm going to introduce some fantastic women. I'm looking at one right now. So the Knowledge House was founded 7 years ago. We just celebrated our 7th anniversary. And our CEO and co-founder, Joe and Geraldine, decided that we needed to do something for people who look like us. They acknowledged that there was a gap in the access to technology, and they filled the gap. Literally walking around the Bronx with garbage bags of computers to make sure that students who look like us had the access and opportunity to technology. So we are here 7 years later, in our first expansion site, Newark. We are happy to have been welcomed by the South Ward Promise Neighborhood Network. We are here to provide technology opportunities to both high school students and to our adults. So there's something for everybody, and I'm going to shout out a special lady that I met today, Miss Yolanda.
Hey now.
Because Miss Yolanda told me that she went to one of our digital literacy workshops, and all of her computer technology knowledge started to come back. So shout out to you. Because you were never too old to learn. And that's the opportunities that we're here to provide. So very quickly, we are in the middle of our recruitment season. We have a high school fellowship, so shout out to, there was a superintendent here, but I lost her. We are happy to have our superintendent partners, our partners from Essex Technology. I'm going to get that wrong, but Bernard, I know who you are. So we're happy to have these partnerships here to offer those scholarships, those fellowships to our high school students and to the adults. I have to say that our programs are completely free. Say it one more time. Completely free. High school students will learn technology. They'll learn an intro to web development, design, project management. They will get career skills. They get a stipend for the summer. And we have amazing case specialists. Shout out to Michaela in the back, who support our students with all of their needs. For our adults, it's a 9-month training program. They also get stipends every month. At the end of 9 months, we help them to get into amazing internships. And we are so proud of some of our scholars and fellows who graduate from our programs, because I tell you what, and this, Geraldine going to kill me for this one, but some of our fellows graduate and they probably make more than all of us in this room. And again, they come to us with little or no technology skills. So like I said, Ms. Yolanda is a testament that you never stop learning. The opportunities are here. We thank you all in Newark for welcoming us. We look forward to a long-lasting partnership. We hope to have an office here very soon and a classroom. Our applications are open now through May 31st, and the fellowships will start in the summer. That is all that I have, and I'm going to welcome, I hope she's ready. I'm going to start looking at her so she can get ready. We're going to welcome one of Newark's own, who we are very happy to have on our regional advisory board, Miss Adorian Murray Thomas, who I'm sure needs no introduction here in Newark. Thank you all again.
Good evening, everyone. Y'all, can we just take a second and just look around this room? Take a second. I want you to say to somebody at your table, say, hey, neighbor. Hey, neighbor. Say, you look good. You look good. You're real smart. You're real smart. You're a house of knowledge. You're a house of knowledge. Make some noise for the Knowledge House, guys. It's amazing. since I was maybe 19 or 20 years old, a college student myself, just starting my organization, looking at other incredible young Black and brown women and saying, hey, I see you doing great things. I want to do great things too, and I want to make sure other girls in my city are able to do that. And so Geraldine, I know she's probably running around handling things, but I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your vision. I'm so proud of your work. I know that this isn't just a labor of love, but it doesn't even feel like labor sometimes, right, when you're aligned with your purpose. And so I just want to recognize each of you, Geraldine, everyone from the Knowledge House team, because y'all do real work. And we are so grateful to welcome you here to our great city of Newark. My name is Doreen Murray Thomas. I'm the founder and CEO of She Wins Inc., which is a leadership. But at our organization, our goal is to create a pipeline of college, career, and community-ready young women leaders, particularly serving young women affected by violence, girls who have been overlooked, underestimated, and underserved. And the goal is to create opportunities to connect them to themselves and their future. And so when you think about an organization like the Knowledge House, that is started by young Black and brown people right in the Bronx, right? Well, let's make some noise for that, right? And not only are you guys doing that work in your city, in your own neighborhood, but saying, hey, this work is so good, we're gonna bring it everywhere else. There's a magic in that. And so when you look around this room, whether you're an educator, whether you're a corporate person or sponsor, whether you're a parent, whether you are just here because you love this work, know that you're here on purpose. Know that you're surrounded by a village of folks who want to see this work here in the city of Newark. Because in our city, just like the Bronx, just like Atlanta, and all these other places, we don't have a talent gap. We have an opportunity gap. We got brilliant kids everywhere, best believe, right? But the opportunities don't match up. And so I'm so thrilled as a nonprofit leader, as a school board member here in this great city of Newark, to welcome you all with wide arms, because our kids love you, they need you, and they need to know that there's nothing they cannot do when they have the right opportunities and resources. And so, guys, we've got work to do, right? This is the fun part. Coming together, celebrating, eating, meeting each other, networking, but the real work starts when we leave, right? And so how many young people are we gonna let know about the Knowledge House? How many partnerships? I'm looking at you, Ron, right? You were the partnership king, and Guru, you, Natasha, your whole team, right? How many people? Marion P. I know we've got members, Dashay from the board at Marion P. We've got my mom, who actually works at Marion P. We've got Rick. We've got so many folks. We've got a county folk here. I see you, Essex County, right? Our deputy superintendent, actually our assistant superintendent of high schools in the city of Newark, Dr. Ortiz, was just here. So when we leave here, what are we going to do to make sure that the resources don't just stay here, but they extend into our village for our young people? And so we've all got our homework. And I think this is the best homework to do. And so I'm thrilled to welcome the Knowledge House, to welcome Geraldine, to welcome this entire crew, and to get to work for our young people. So thank you so much. And shout out to Britt. Shout out to Britt for South Florida.
All right, one more time for Miss Victoria. When we talk about the success, I'm so proud to know this gentleman, and I tease him all the time, right? Because y'all see when he comes up here like the fashion on point. But he almost brought me to tears last year during his graduation when he shared his story, because it is truly a testament of commitment, overcoming struggle and obstacles, but having your eye on the prize, taking advantage of an opportunity, and coming out on the other side. So I am happy to bring to the stage, we tease him all the time too. Y'all see, Mr. Jahasiel Israel, graduate of the Knowledge House, technical project manager. Come on, bro. All right.
It's such an honor and a pleasure to stand here right now as a graduate of the Knowledge House. And I can say with like just such a sincerity and such conviction of how impactful this program, this organization has been, not just for me, but for my family, for generations to come, for the lives of people that I've gone through this program with. And so I'm just here to share a little bit about my story. Prior to coming to the Knowledge House, just imagine this is pre-pandemic, 2019, and I'm struggling with housing insecurity, living in the Bronx, not having a place to stay. I'm also struggling a lot with underemployment, right? So I had a degree, it was in event management, but events were kind of becoming scarce. I was realizing also that I didn't have the technical skills to be able to compete. I found myself constantly dealing in professional work environments with a lot of not even microaggressions, overt aggressions, right? Constantly coming against roadblocks, constantly being overlooked, constantly having to try to, vouch, or try to prove, that I'm worthy to be in the room or in the space. And so, kind of in that space, right before, as the pandemic came, my older brother, came up to me, and he was like, bro, we're in this pandemic right now. He was like, this is the perfect time for you to actually look into this program. So my older brother actually, he's been kind of like the geek in my family, so, he's like the IT guy, and he had done boot camps before, and he was currently, at the time, at the beginning of the pandemic, he was working for Ford as a back-end engineer, and he was like, bro, just learn these tech skills, just put in this year, and he just sent me an Instagram post from the Knowledge House. And I was super, I'm just like, man, bro, I'm super creative, I don't know, can I be behind a computer all day, and he was just like, bro, just learn the skills, you can do what you want to do after you learn the skills. And so, at the time, I was living in temporary housing, in the hood, drug dealers, and it was just crazy. So I had to take a train, for an hour to go to my brother's house every single day because I didn't have internet. And so just to be able to do the pre-work in order to get into the Knowledge House. And so this was kind of a little ritual that I did, I was just like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna commit to doing this. And so I was accepted into the Knowledge House, and there were three things that really stood out to me that I would say were critical to my success in this program. So the first thing is the fact that the Knowledge House provides so many different wraparound services through their case management. It was so critical. So my case manager at the time, her name was Zafira, she's not here with the organization anymore, but when I tell you, there were times where I was almost in tears with Zafira because I'm just like, yo, I don't got internet, I don't know, I feel like I'm under my head, learning all this technical stuff, which I've now come to learn is called imposter syndrome, which is a very normal thing when you're, kind of changing or learning something new. But from all the different supports that she was able to provide, and the Knowledge House team, from computers to wireless internet routers to making sure that things were good with my family, to the stipend every month, there were all of these things that kind of were the undercurrent to really kind of address those needs that a normal boot camp, they would have just been bro, that's it, you just gotta show up to class and you can't make it because you can't afford a Metro card to come, they would have just been that's it, and so there was that. There was a case management. The second thing that the Knowledge House provided to me was a sense of community in a place where you can feel free to be your authentic self, to show up as you are, to see Black and brown individuals in leadership, to also see fellows that look like me, that came from non-traditional backgrounds like me. That to me was just insane, the community that I felt. And this was all virtual, so we created, I was talking to Bernard about this younger generation, because I'm in my mid-30s, and I was kind of the uncle of my cohort, so I didn't realize I was the uncle when I was the uncle. So these young 20-somethings, they're bro, we're gonna create a Discord. I'm what is Discord? But we lived on Discord. I mean, I was literally on there till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. We're all geeking over like GitHub repo. Well, if you're technical, you know what a GitHub is, but like all this technical stuff when we're coding and we're like struggling through stuff. And it was through all of those things that I was able to really build very deep, very solid relationships with other individuals that were also going through this program. And I will tell you, like, the third thing that the Knowledge House provided, and I'll wrap up, is the career support. And when I tell you, like, just how thorough they are with making sure that your resume, your LinkedIn is up to point, doing technical interviews, coaching. We had mentors, we had all of these different volunteers. Like, we had access to so many resources. And I said, if anyone comes through this program and says that the Knowledge House like ain't do nothing, I was like, you cannot say that they did not literally check every box to make sure that there was a support for literally every facet of your life. And for me, what was really great was I got to the second phase of the Knowledge House. The career coach recommended me for a program at Google. I got into the fellowship at Google, had 6 months of doing an Android development program at Google and having access to mentors there. And that's where I realized, that while I do enjoy coding and all that other stuff, I'm a little bit more tech adjacent. And that's where I learned, that there were a lot of transferable skills, and there were all of these different non-technical careers in tech. And so you don't necessarily have to code to be able to work in tech, to get the bag, to be able to, excel. And that's where I learned about the role of, product and project management. And so now fast forward, I actually left Google to come back to the Knowledge House because I was just like, come on, this organization put so much into me, and they gave me a chance, and now I'm working there. But I'll tell you, like, I keep in touch with everyone that I graduated from, and like Constance was saying, literally the trajectory of the people in my cohort, insane. We have guys at LinkedIn, one of the data science, she's making $150K at Bloomberg right now. Like, we have people that literally, like, they're entire, like, she basically, like, her mom, she's just like, you don't have to work anymore, like, that's it. And these are people that came through this program that we were struggling together, and 2 years later, our lives are completely transformed. And so when I tell you, Newark, that this program works, that like there are genuine people whose lives have literally been changed, I'm like standing here as like living proof that like the efforts and the work of every single person of this organization is real. And I'm just so happy to be a part of the organization now and to share with you all. So thank you so much for letting me share today.
So, Jahasiel talked a lot about partnerships and services, and we exist not just because of our grant funding, but we exist because we have strong partners. And I'm looking at a very strong lady right in front of me who really doesn't need an introduction in this space, Miss Nichelle Holder, who has graciously welcomed us again into the fold. Justine, I messaged Justine at like 6 o'clock in the morning, like, Justine, can you please send this out to the network? Thank you. And by 7:30, I don't know why she's up, but 7:30, she sends it out to the network. Thank you. So we are, again, very honored. Nichelle, we would love to have you come up and share a few words. Thank you so much.
Shareholder.
Nice to meet everyone.
I am the Chief Program Officer for Brick Education Network, and I lead the South Ward Promise Neighborhood. We changed our name. So now we're the South Ward Promise Neighborhood. But when we were thinking about partners, it always has to be someone who is fierce, who believes in urgency, who believes that systems were not created for people that look like us, so we are unapologetically about disrupting systems that don't work. We call out things that make no sense for our families. We know that there is systemic racism going on, so we look for organizations that are fearless like us, who believe that our families and our students deserve the very best and that they're thriving. So when you said that number, 150,000, that's what we're talking about, okay? Because we know that if we want our families to thrive, and that's what we're going for. Stability is not enough, right? We can't keep moving from crisis to stability and think that's enough. Because it's not enough for any of us in this room, right? Right? That's not what we're going for. So for us, it's always about how do we thrive. We know that's through economic liberation and empowerment. And that's why we were like, yes to the Knowledge House, okay? Because the ladies there were like, no. Starting salary is not a livable wage, and nothing's wrong with that, right? Because we need the steps and the pathways to get there. But their goal was, we're starting with that $60,000, $70,000 salary, right? Because that's what we need to live our best lives and our thriving lives. So we are honored that we get to bring them into our partnership. So we are very proud. We are the anchor institution of the South Ward. We were relentless and we applied. Who are we to think we can get another promised neighborhood back to back? But we did it, okay? And we knew that, we're always looking back and being reflective. Our organization was started by teachers. And we're always we wake up every day, what can we learn, right? What can we iterate? What did we do wrong and how do we fix it quickly? You fail, you try again, you get up and move, right? So we applied for this grant. We're looking at everything that we did for the first 4 years. And we said we really need to start to think through, what does college and career mean? We had an amazing group working in that area, but we said we have to bring more pathways for our students. Because college is amazing, it's not for everyone, right? We have to understand that our job is to make sure that every young person can get into college if they choose and graduate. But some students, that's not their pathway, so we have to create other pathways for them. So we were very intentional when we were thinking through what partners do we want to bring to the city of Newark. And the Knowledge House, everyone was like, look, y'all need to have a conversation. And we had a conversation, and here we are. So it is our honor to bring the Knowledge House to the South Ward, to Newark. As excited as they are, they're talking about us. This is the end game, right? That's the end game right there, right? Now you have a Dorian on your advisory board. The sky's the limit. So whatever we can do, we are a servant leadership-led organization. This is a mission movement for us. It's about education as a pathway. Digital divide, our students, our families are behind. We have to move with urgency. So everyone in this room, I love what you said, Dorian, about the call to action. What is everyone doing this evening? When you get that email, it's not good enough to just share it. I'm not a tech person, whatever. Share, likes, all that stuff. No. You need to do what I do. You call up, you grab, did you fill it out? That's what we do in Southport Promise Neighborhood. It's not just calling. Do you need assistance filling it out? Do you need that motivation to say, is the application done? So everyone in this room needs to say they know 1, 2, 3, 5, right? 5 people we can share this with, because the goal is if we can get residents, students in the South Ward and then in the entire Newark to start making over 6 figures, what does that do for this city? Our young people are deserving of it. If we don't leave here today with that call to action, shame on every single one of us, right? Because you can't talk the talk and not walk the walk. So whatever we can do, we are so just excited that you're here, because we know what the potential can be, and we all stay laser focused to make sure that no young person who starts this program doesn't feel that they can graduate. I love that you were so vulnerable and you shared that you were struggling and you needed support. That's why we also wanted to partner with the Knowledge House, because we always believe that our families like all of us, go through trials and tribulations, but who's there to support us to say you can make it through? We have a whole consortium of partners. 20, now it's 30, right, Justine? Ron's in the building. I'm trying to see what other partner. Oh, Greater Newark Healthcare. We are here to make sure that you can succeed. It's not just one organization. It's 30 organizations saying we believe in you and we want you to succeed. So, there's nothing else to say. That is the story right there. And all of us need to commit. 5 people. We all can do that, right? And it's not 5 people that you just share the email with, but 5 young people that you're going to help them fill out this application. And for those of us who can also contribute financially, let's do that as well. Okay? Let's do that as well. So thank you.
All right. I'm trying to give her the eye. She's looking. Okay. So, thank you to everyone who spoke this evening. And before we leave, I do want to bring up our CEO and founder, Ms. Geraldine Rodriguez, fourth-party attorney, Bronx native.
Thank you. This feels like home.
Yes.
And this is beautiful. And I just want to say how grateful I am to everyone here because we feel like we have proven a model that works in the Bronx, and we think that we can bring it to communities to be responsive to the need, especially during COVID recovery. You know, in 2020, applications to our programs doubled.
Yeah.
Last year, they tripled. We said, we need to bring this to Newark, we need to bring this to Atlanta, and we need to bring this to Los Angeles. And when funders are like, why are you going so quickly? It's a pandemic. I said, why not? We need to so that we can produce more to ourselves, right? Because, like he said, technology skills bring access, right? They are life-changing, right? We're seeing that anyone can learn tech skills no matter what age. And so that's the thing. It's not only about job training for young people. It's about uplifting entire communities. So we want to come to Newark and we want to serve youth with career exploration. We want to serve parents and families with digital literacy, and we want to make sure that everyone has access to high-paying jobs. And we've done it before. And so I'm just so blessed that I have support from everyone here. My girl Dorian has welcomed us. She introduced us to her office space in Launchpad Newark. So we set up shop there, right? We have visited the Newark Trust, and they have welcomed us in their space. We have Janera, who is local to Newark, right? So she will be able to welcome youth families every day in Newark and tell them about the Knowledge House. And that's possible because everyone's here. And so we look forward to recruiting students, securing partnerships, and the world is looking at us. And it's food, right, for us by us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate you, Michelle, saying we want people who are fierce. I am fierce, and I am looking to partner with people who are fierce.
Right.
So thank you for bringing that passion, and I look forward to working with y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So the application deadline is May 31st. We have a high school program, we have an adult program, we have digital literacy workshops, so Constance, Janera can spread the word. And thank you so much, have a good evening. Thank you.